Usually an Egyptian cobra.
Hello.
Cleopatra killed herself with the blood of a vanished
Happy to be here. I wanted to eat a little something before I started. I've been out and about all day, so hello, welcome. Happy you're here. I wanted to give people the opportunity to ask a question if that's what they would like about alchemy, magic, energy, anything on those topics. I'd be open to discussing with you if you have a question about that, how it works, those questions, things like that, I'm good for. Okay. Tonight's channel feels and senses. It is a deep shift that's occurring. I keep looking down this energetic trail, so to speak, right? And as I keep looking down this energetic trail, I'm drawn in further and further and further, right? And it is it's a road that we're all on right now. Maybe I'll just channel from here. This will probably be the easiest because as they're coming through, my favorite is to channel source. We are all that, right? My connection to the divine, to divine energy rather than the divine, to divine energy. When you use more relative statements, your energy will pay attention because your intention, your connotation, the cadence, the connection all shift. So being mindful as to how it is that you wish to have your energetic experience is what life is for us, basically. I'm going to slip this through right here. There we go. All right. Oh, I have my phone in my pocket. I'm going, oh my God, I thought I silenced my phone, but I have it in my pocket. Shucks. And I'm trying to let go of a knot that I made earlier. It's coming. Wow, was I prepared or not? There, yay, we're all good. Okay. Ah, shackles are released. Hooray. All right. Let me. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, so I was just kind of checking in with the information. I do that a lot. I'll look at how I am feeling in the experience of whatever is taking place. And then maybe I will investigate if there's something that doesn't necessarily feel or seem in alignment with who I'm wishing to feel, right? I don't think that feels very disjointed how I said it. So let me say it like this. I think this might be a cleaner version of what I'm trying to say. There's lots of different ways for us to be able to come into contact with divine energy. We are that. We are that first. So when you come into that understanding that you are the energy you speak of, you begin to connect in that way through that intention and connotation. There's meaning in every word that you speak. There's a frequency that comes out from that expression. That expression will be literally what you live in the next moments and the next days. The idea is to give yourself the benefit of doubt and start speaking into existence what you really want to experience. I just recently tested this theory. So I don't know if you've ever felt yourself in a position where things around you are changing and you're noticing the discrepancies, you're noticing the things that are maybe not feeling the greatest. You're looking at them and calling them problems or adversity, contrast, you're referring to them in that way. So you're giving them that sort of a vibe, right? And you may start to have more and more of those experiences. Start putting them together. Now all of a sudden, you're on this road that's paved with all of that adversity. To get out of that adversity, you have to change the story. I say this often, and I give this advice often, and I found myself having to take this advice, and it works. So that's the best part, right? So I found myself in this story, this fucking story of limitation and you name it, all of the less than, diminishing, derogatory energy that I could put together. And it wasn't necessarily about me. It was about me and my actions and about another person and their actions and how I just couldn't, like XYZ, whatever my story was, right? And in that, I found that I came to a precipice. Okay, I came to a precipice. And when I came to this space where I'm looking over what could happen, right? I'm looking over what could happen. I'm in my psychic vision. We all have that. We're looking forward. Sometimes we may plan for work the next day. Sometimes we may we'll have a thought. We may not have a lot of thoughts. Sometimes people get inundated with thoughts. Sometimes people have no thoughts. That's very normal. But we'll communicate to ourselves in some way what we sense about what's to come. Not that we're worried, yet we are prepared. We want to be prepared. And that usually is because we've had previous experiences. So I'm in this story of limitation. And I'm basically speaking of another individual in my mind to myself of another person. And my life starts to kind of tank, starts to go like this. And I'm like going, it's probably that person. No, it's not that. Okay, so when I let go of that part of the story, I decided that what I wanted to do was I wanted to not experience that anymore. And that's all this is the process that we go through. This is the process that we go through. We come into recognition about something that we no longer wish. Then we pay attention to it for an inordinately amount of time and tell it, we don't want to experience you anymore. Then we say, I don't know what we want. And then we may turn in a different direction and say, maybe I'd like a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. This is what I did. All right. This is what I did. And it righted itself in a 2 to 3 day period. Okay. All right. I recognized I was where I did not want to be. I recognized that was where I didn't want to be. I was given some grace. I was able to take a trip to Tulum. We're going to have a retreat there. Tulum is absolutely stunning. It's stunning. We'll go to the cenotes. The waters are healing. They're living, breathing, beautiful. All right. So I went there, had a nice little break, researched some things, came back, still was kind of in this funk because you don't let go of it if you keep thinking of it, right? So I come back still in this funk. And then one day I'm like, ooh, I'm in a story and I'm at that precipice and I'm looking over and I go, wow. So this really could go really bad if I keep saying the stuff I'm saying, because now I am in an understanding. I'm in this understanding where, I've created this. I have single-handedly, without a doubt, created this for me. And this is my experience. It came from my own mind, my own feelings, and my own story that I created. So I thought, oh, geez, well, what do? I do give people advice like tell a different story. And this is one of the first times after giving that advice that I have employed this particular practice. And it works. I'm so blown away because it does work. So I started to feed the energy of emotion that I wanted to feel into the experience that I wanted to keep. Okay. First, you have to decide if you want to keep it or not. Maybe you won't want to keep it. And then that way, that's a different conversation. This is if you want to keep things, but you want them to be better. So you have to recognize that that's really what you want, that you're wanting something to change, but you're not sure what that change is. It's usually us. It's usually us that has to change. And it's usually that story that's creating the stuff we're living. Okay. All right. So I started easy. And it was more like, I'm really grateful for the experience that I've had so far. And that seemed really big. So I wanted to make it a little bit more nucleus so that way I could feel it. I wanted to be part of the experience I was talking about. So I started to talk about how grateful I am. And I happened to be at work. So I was walking around and I was thinking, well, oh, this was donated by this individual. This was brought here by this individual. This person did this. I'm so grateful for these people. And then it started to change like something. I wasn't really sure what, but I could sense kind of like a shift. Now, I'm I'm like you, okay? So I sense a shift. So hey, I'm done, right? Nah. So what ends up happening is that it started working a little bit and I thought, oh, okay, it'll take care of itself. But nope. I'll return to the same pattern because that's familiar. I'll go back into that bullshit again. I'll start spouting that to myself. Nobody else is hearing me. Not one other person except me. So I'm the one I'm talking to and telling myself all about myself like that because I'm not going to know the difference. So I keep saying that. Pretty soon I'm that magnet getting more of that stuff. And I go, oh, what's going on? I realize, oh, okay, go back to basics. That'll give you your answers. I said, all right, fine. So I go back to basics. I start to meditate in the morning the way that I used to. Started to go into my gratitude exercise. Started to exercise and stretch and do like the things that I had a pattern of doing before when I was really connected. All right. So I started doing this. And it isn't because I'm disconnected. It's because I know how to create a reset. My practice allows me to have a reset. Okay, I get a reset. So in this practice, I have a drop down meditation where I count from 10 to 1, taking a deep breath in and maybe assigning body parts so that way I can release, relax, 1. Okay. And then that allows me like this gap in between, right? Thought. And it lasts that amount of time. And it's perfect because I'm disengaged from everything I'm thinking about and feeling right in that moment. Doesn't have to last long. I just got to let go. It's like refreshing a program. Exactly like that. Then I can go ahead and I can put music on that I like to entrain to, right? I like to bring in a vibration so that way I feel a certain way. I'm thinking about how I want to feel. Okay. I'm thinking about ease and I'm feeling ease. Now I'm starting to connect to my experience in a greater way. As I connect to my experience in a greater way, I'm noticing that the energy that I would like to feel, all right, is coming rather easily. So I start to tell a story about what I would like to have happen in the future in this way. I'm really grateful that I have this path. I'm really grateful that things just seem to show up for me when I need them. I'm happy there's always money in the bank account. I'm happy that there's always clients. I'm happy that our community is building by leaps and bounds. I'm happy that I finally found what I want to talk about. I'm happy that I'm finally connected to source in a way that allows me to ensure my message. I'm happy that my life is the way that it is. It's reflective, it's beautiful, and I can share what I do. And this is just gorgeous. Now you can see a difference in like the energy we were talking about. When I brought that energy and that vibration into my experience, now I'm going to attract different things. So I start on my routine, my gentle routine, and I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore like I used to. Now it's just like whenever I wake up because I don't have this inner critic, right? But I need accountability. I need to be responsible to keep my energy makeup the way I would like it. I start to talk about things that maybe I would like in the future, like the Tulum retreat or this retreat that we have coming up in April, and maybe some of the shows and how I would like for them to be successful and how I would love to engage with more people in class. and how I would love to maybe be on the internet a little bit more. I would love to show up fully as illumination. I would love to be of greatest value and service to as many people in the world as possible. And that's my true heart right there. And in my true heart, what would I like to experience in my personal life? What would I like to experience in my business life? Because now I'm in my authenticity. When I'm in my authenticity, the next story or the next lines that I tell are going to be the ones that transform and happen. That's what's going to take place. So I started to tell better stories. This took 3 days. In 3 days' time, miracles happened. Miracles. Now, I have a partner, all right, a love partner, business partner, okay? And we've been working out some logistics on the business and how we would like for it to come forward. Both of us had our own desires because we're very strong individuals about how it is that we want to put it out there, what it looks like, how we're supposed to look. And we had lots of ideas for one another. You can only imagine how well that went. So for about 2 years, we've been having this back and forth conversation. And I would always get mad because I would tell myself I wasn't being heard, but I wasn't listening to me. So how could I be heard? Finally, just got real calm, had a normal conversation, because it's important to me to come together in relationships and make that connection to that divine energy that is us in that oneness. And there were a lot of things that we have been putting on the table, like should we just like call it a day or should we keep moving forward? And moving forward was what came out of it. Moving forward in the way that we knew that we should, but that's years ago. And now we're returning to our lost dreams. And this is going to be spectacular because we finally understand. And it takes some understanding on your part to know who you are, and then incorporate whatever your next experience is on their part, right? And we work great as a team when we work together. We were great. So I'm very excited. We'll be doing some music together, which is scary, but fun. I'm very excited about that. Now, I also have other projects that I'm putting out there. The other projects that I'm putting out there are all expression because I'm an artist. I didn't want to claim that for a very long time because there's so many things that I could be, okay, or do. And I wanted to be. That's it. I just wanted to be, and I could do whatever I wanted. And so art really speaks to me. I love art. And when I move into art and I think about art, I think about how it makes me feel because it's very connective. It's an embodiment practice. It's something where my physicality and my mentality and my emotional aspects, right, all have to come together as one in this creation juice, right? And in that creation juice, we are all those artists. We're all those artists. So maybe we had a bill to pay. We got very creative about how we did it. We had to save money. We had to do this. We had to go over here, blah, blah, blah. Whatever that creation story is, right? We are constantly creating for ourselves our experience. If we say it was hard, then that's what it's going to be. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. If we say things like, you know what? I'm really happy that everything comes very easy. So easy, it's ridiculous. It is like miraculous that things show up the way that they do in my life to support the vision, myself, the people I love and work with. We're all moving in this path in such ginormous steps. It's ridiculous. When I say things like that, my friends will call me and go, oh man, you know what happened? And I'll be like, tell me. Because now we're building more energy into the field. So I have 5 people that I really love to work with. And those 5 people, 6 people, 5, 6, like in there, okay? Those 5 people, 6 people, what happens is that I become emotionally invested in them. I become physically invested in them. I become thoughtfully, mentally invested in them, and they with me. All right. Now we're in a consciousness together. This consciousness is going to have a stronger vibrational pull and flow to it. It's going to allow us to come together in that fun, playful, childlike energy that is what we feel predominantly when we're together. Then we'll go into co-creation. That, for me, is the juice of everything, because creating community right now is really important. It's really important. You don't want to create one community. You want to create many communities that are very connected and interconnected. As many as you can. You want to reach as many people as you can so you know you're not alone, in different ways, in different styles, in different experiences. There's going to be so much more secrecy in the future. Build your connections now so that that will be part of your support system. All right. Barter as often as you can. Barter as often as you can. When my money is due, like my rent's due, then I have to ask for money. That's what I barter, is money for that. If you come in and you have something going on and you're not able to cover it, I've never denied anybody anything. I just haven't. I wouldn't do that. So barter. Barter. Do things like go to secondhand stores if you need something. There's quality ones that are out there, and usually those items, the reason that they're there is just because they got tired of having the same pattern over and over again, but it's well made. It's a quality item. Buy things that are going to satisfy you for a long period of time rather than a short period of time. I would, were I you, this is what my plan is. Find a focus that helps more than you out, right? And as you find that focus that helps you out, see if it will help other people out, all right? And when you can do that, that's going to expand your connection, okay? Your connection is going to be the most valuable tool you have. Being connected to many communities will allow you and us and all to thrive. We don't have to survive. We can thrive. There are some interesting political moves being made out there, lots of suggestions. You can go ahead and choose one, all right? You don't have to. You can simply be an awesome individual to the person next to you. And that's going to change everything, whether you understand that or not. Being kind, being gentle, being loving, being accepting, all the things that you say you want for yourself, be that for another individual, and it will be there for you because you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for yourself in this connection of oneness. It's beautiful. It's reflective. It's enough. Many times we think that assertion is going to solve our problems. Aggression is going to solve our problems. First, we're a lot smarter. We're a lot smarter than what we're being given credit for, what we're taking credit for, or what we're accepting accolades for. We are so much smarter. We can be so much more loving to one another, despite what's going on externally, simply because we choose to be. You don't have to have a book that tells you how to do it. You just go in and you see inside of yourself how you would like to be treated. What things have hurt you in the past, all right, that you would never want to do to another individual? Go do that. Go do none of that. Right? Okay. Now let's go over it once more, okay? Because I really want to make sure that you guys get this. I am stoked because it actually works. Here's how Spirit approached me, because I was in this quandary and I was asking questions like, how is this continuing to happen? Why do I keep going back to this same place? I really want to let go of this. How do I let go of this? And they said, speak into the existence that which you desire to experience. Well, that sounds easy. It was more of a WTF moment. Yeah, I understood. I understood fully. So right now is a very powerful time, an extremely powerful time. And if you can, script a vision of where you would like to be in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, right? Mini visions, just mini visions. Maybe you see yourself in a brand new car, driving down 101, or maybe you're on a vacation. Maybe you're in the woods, wherever it is that you picture yourself in 3 months. All right. Write about that. Do it in such a way that puts your feeling and emotion into it. All right. Close that up, put it in an envelope, mark, read in 3 months. Okay. Do another one for 6 months. Do another one for 9 months, and another one for a year. You'll be surprised by a year how aligned you are to what you've asked for and how things are showing up miraculously for you. The reason that I'm asking you or teaching you to do a more tangible version is because you have to learn how to pivot. And in order to pivot, you have to be engaged. So if you're engaged by writing and thinking this feeling, right, then you're all mind, body, spiriting. And that's the idea. If you're only thinking about something, you haven't brought it into your physical experience to see whether or not you want it. So you're going to be hemming and hawing about it. Maybe, maybe not. You have to really ask, is this something that I want? Do I really want to experience it? So 3, 6, 9, 12. That's going to be your bomb. All right. This is going to help you with the energy that is external. The energy that's external is fast. Everything that you thought that you knew is gone. It's just gone. Understanding that how you used to think is no more. And that's what's happening. That's what people are experiencing. So that means we are in a very co-creative state with universal energy, source energy. All right? Very co-creative. Haven't you noticed how, like, when you speak about something, it happens? Haven't you noticed that? In like these last, I would say, since the 12th of January. Yeah. Everybody's super psychic right now. Anybody who is psychic is seeing way more than they ever did before. Anybody who is clairaudient, you're hearing way more. You probably have super hearing right now. If you're clairsentient, you're probably overwhelmed with empathy and feelings and emotions, right? If you're claircognizant, you might feel overwhelmed in your thought processes and patterns. It's because we're open. We are open for business. Open for business. All right. One of the things that we can do to support ourselves in being open in that way is to navigate our energetic field. So we have to understand it. We have to come into contact with it. We have to acknowledge it. Everybody acknowledges that it exists. Life force energy, spirit, quantum, you name it, it's there. All right. Nobody says it isn't there. Divinity, divine spark, however you want to, soul. All right. However you wish to refer to that is up to you, knowing that that is the divine connection to oneness, right? That we all possess. When we allow ourselves to move into that energy, let's do that one more time. We did it earlier when we first started. Okay, so let's do it one more time so you can understand what I'm talking about. All right. how I like to engage with the energy around me as I just think about it. I start thinking about the energy around me, surrounding me. Now I'm falling out of my body and coming into more contact with the energy around me. I can move my body because I need enough energy to be able to move my body, but my body, I'm not feeling my body as much because I'm not in my sensory awareness as deeply. Now I'm more in my cognizant and clairvoyant energy. All right? Because I'm thinking that's what I want. All right? Okay. A good way to do that, if you want to really tell the difference, is to focus on like your heart chakra. And you just keep focusing on your heart chakra. You just go heart chakra, heart chakra, heart chakra, heart chakra, heart chakra, heart chakra, heart chakra. You'll feel you come into your body. You'll feel you come into your body. You'll feel you just be like all in your body. And you'll see the difference between you and the energy around you. You'll feel it. You could sense it. Most of our experience is energetic. It's 99% plus of what our experience is. Less than 1% is our physical experience. We use this to translate and store information so that we don't do things that could harm us in the future. Okay? All right. Okay, so now you can feel how I've let go of the field and you're starting to relax back into your experience. All of whatever it was that you were feeling or experiencing is back. Okay, that's an entrainment. All right, an entrainment is where a powerful vibration can pull all of us into the same frequency all at once. All right, I like to use love. Love is very powerful. And it's who we are. So we can all recognize it. Can you imagine sharing this with the world? All that love? Won't that be fun? Well, that's my giddy up. All right. Well, I hope you guys have had a fine time this evening. Anybody who has been on this space or comes to the space later, I want to let you know that this has been an energetic communication. In that energetic communication, you will feel shifts, releases, and nuances that will last for 10 to 13 days after this transmission. Mostly what it is you coming into alignment with who it is that you would like to be, because this evokes thoughts, patterns, remembrances to where you'll be like, oh, well, maybe I don't want that anymore. What do I really want? And you won't be like, oh, she said this. It'll be more like, I have a thought and this is what I fucking want. Okay? Because that's what it's all about. You being the authority in your life. You saying what's okay. All right? Doing it from a place that is love-filled so that you get taken care of too. All right? I love you guys. Have the best evening. Thank you so much. Tomorrow is illumination.